Okay, so in this bicotic episode I'm going to have a quick look at the Canyon Inflite and the Canyon Grail from 2019. I picked these two bikes because a few people have asked me what on earth the difference is between them, because they like the look of them but they weren't sure why they would buy one or the other. And that makes sense because if you look at this picture here, this is the Canyon Air Road, this is the Canyon Endurace, this is the Canyon Inflite, and this is the Canyon Grail. And if you happen to be a Martian beamed in from Mars, you'd probably think to yourself, what the bleep? All these bikes look exactly the same. Yeah, I think they'd probably be right, really. So what is the difference between them? So in a nutshell, these two, the Air Road and the Endurace, are both road bikes. The Air Road, used in the Tour de France, the Endurace, slightly more comfortable. If we then look at the two above, the Inflite and the Grail, clearly very similar, but these have an off-road bias. What you probably need to do is ask yourself this question: do I like to wear tight-fitting lycra, get covered in mud, and carry my bike, in which case you're into cyclo-cross and you want to get the Inflite, or have you got a beard? If you've got a beard, then you need to get the Grail. So that's nice and simple. There we go. That's that all sorted out. Okay, of course I'm kidding. You can do cyclo-cross if you've got a beard. I don't think there's anything against that in the UCI rules. Anyhow, this is the Inflite, top of the range, CFS LX9 race. Not cheap, £4,200. The first thing I did was I had a quick look through Canyon's bump. To be honest, they're almost pointing out this point themselves in a way. Whether you're a committed racer taking on the demands of the modern cyclo-cross, or if you simply want to head out and enjoy a ride, whatever the conditions, our versatile Inflite range can handle any punishment you throw its way. So they're kind of saying it's an all-rounder, mostly a cyclo-cross bike. Probably the main feature that you can see by looking at it like this is this sort of interesting hump shape that they've put at the back. Apparently that is so that you can put the bike over your shoulder nice and easy and then carry it over the obstacles on the cyclo-cross track, circuit, whatever you want to call it. This particular version comes with 33mm tyres because apparently that's the UCI rule for cyclo-cross bikes. That's the biggest tyre they can go up to. This particular version has got the 1x SRAM red E-tap on it, and that is 11 speed. I saw today in Cycling News that SRAM have started developing a 12 speed E-tap system, so I could see that being fitted in the future. And then obviously there's various versions in the range that you can choose from, all the way down to the AL, which is aluminium, at 1299. I thought maybe it would be 1x specific, but it's not. You can get the 2x's as well. So that's the Inflite, but the reason for this video is to work out what the difference is with the Grail. So here's the Grail, and this is the top of the range Grail, CFS LX 8 Di2, £4,000. So it's obviously 2x, Di2, both these bikes are disc obviously, and actually this comes with 40mm Schwalbe G1 Byte. So they're big old tyres. I don't fully understand, it says 650B, two sizes. Maybe that's on the smaller versions, I'm not sure. Maybe someone can tell me that. So what does Canyon say about this bike? If you go through the bump on this one, gravel, all road, new road, adventure. It's not about the name, it's about the opportunities it opens up. So yeah, okay. But the elephant in the room for this bike, it's got to be the handlebars. We've got this interesting stem arrangement connecting the bars, which are sort of like a First World War biplane with two layers to it. Not had a go on them myself, but yeah, interesting. I guess they are designed to flex, so you hold on the top here. What can you say about them? They look kind of weird. Have you tried them? If you have, write in the comments below, let us know what you think, because they look weird. That would probably put me off, but if someone tells me that they're amazing, then well, why not, I guess. But a few Google searches, you'll find there's a few parodies that pop up. This one made me chuckle, but my favourite one is to put your plants in the front and water them, which I thought was pretty funny. So again, the Grail comes in a range of bikes. We were looking at the top of the range there, but all the way down to the CFSL 7, which is just under £2,000, but plenty to choose from. So it's become quite trendy, I guess, for sake of a better word, to get a gravel bike and stick some bags on it and go off bike packing, whether you're off to the Andes or just off camping for the weekend. It is a great bike for that sort of thing. Good on the road, good on the gravel, nice and comfortable, lots of room to put your bags on. But to be fair, you can chuck these bags on any road bike really. Personally, I've done quite a lot of touring in Spain, and I literally just put this one on the back, and because it's nice and warm over there, that's all you need. You chuck your toothbrush and your shorts and a t-shirt in it, and you're good for a week. But I can see the benefit of having a gravel bike and putting these bags on, and yeah, so there we go. So okay, that's a quick look at the bikes, but what's the difference between them? Let's have a look. So there's the Inflite and there's the Grail. Just flicking between the two, what can we see straight away? Well, they're very similar. If we just zoom in at the front, we can see that the forks are very similar, if not the same forks. Obviously the handlebar area is very different, but the main take home there is that the Grail is going to be more comfortable because you've got less of a reach down to the handlebars. Effectively means the Inflite is a bit more stretched out, get you into a more racy position. And there you can see the Inflite hump. It does look like the Inflite's a bit shorter. Right. Does look like the bottom bracket's a fair bit higher up, which would make sense, you're trying to clear obstacles with it. But all in all, remarkably similar, I'd say. How about we compare that to the Endurace? So this is a road specific bike, but on the comfort side of things, so you can get some pretty big fat tyres on it. Would you buy this over, say, the Inflite, and would you go cyclo-cross on it? There's a question. Let's have a look between the two. And now you can see more of a difference. The Inflite is clearly got a longer wheelbase, so it's going to be more stable on the rough stuff. Handlebars are in pretty similar position. Yep, not much in that really. So you can see it's quite a lot longer, the Inflite, so that would make a difference. Bottom bracket wise, the Inflite's again a bit higher up. So there we go, that's comparing the Inflite to a road bike. So let's compare the Grail to the Endurace. And would you want to ride the Endurace on a gravel track, seeing as you can put some bigger tyres on it? Well, again, you can clearly see that the Grail is a fair amount longer wheelbase, so it's going to feel more stable. And at the front end, the bottom brackets are at similar heights there. So there we go, that's the Endurace against the Grail. So like I said at the start, really you need to ask yourself the question, what are you going to be doing the most of? The fact is you probably could set all these bikes up to do cyclocross, you could set all these bikes up to ride down a gravel track, and you could set all these bikes up to ride on the road. So it's just about how specific you're going to be about one or the other of these disciplines. Personally, I've only got room for 2 bikes in my house, and at the moment I've got a full-on road bike and a 29-inch mountain bike, hardtail. So I've got no room for any more specific off-road bikes that look like my road bikes. So as they'd say on Dragon's Den, I'm out. So just briefly, I had a quick look at the geometries to see what the big differences are. The Grail is 1.1 kilos heavier. Obviously the tyre widths, the Grail comes with the wider tyre, stacks higher on the Grail. The reach, according to the geometry stats on the Canyon website, the reach is longer on the Grail, which I find odd. That seems like a mistake to me. The BB offset, obviously, as we showed, is quite a bit smaller on the Inflite, and the head angles are the same, so slightly slacker than the road bike. And the wheelbases, the Grail obviously is slightly longer. They've both got slightly longer chainstays than the Endurace. So that's a quick look at the geometry stats there. So there you have it. If you've ridden either of these bikes or you own them, please do leave a comment down below and put us straight. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel.